Every week, the Pike Road Patriots chase greatness under Friday Night Lights. And we bring you inside the huddle each week, right here at Dogwood Studios in Pike Road, with your hosts from Pike Road Live, Bill Lacombe and Chris Boykin. This is Patriot Weekly with Coach Granger Shook, presented by Brantley Bank and the shops at East Chase. Let's talk Pike Road football.
Hey, welcome everybody to the first episode of Patriot Weekly for the 2025 Pike Road Patriot football season. It's brought to you by Brantley Bank and the shops at East Chase. We're at Dogwood Studios right here in Pike Road, Alabama. This is your weekly home for all things Pike Road Patriots football. My name's Bill Lacombe, and this is my co-host, the guru of the gridiron himself, Mr. Chris Boykin. Tell us about you, man.
Thank you, Bill. Like he said, I'm Chris Boykin. Was a football coach and a teacher at a few different schools across Alabama for several years. Really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed coaching. Really enjoyed teaching, being around young people. Most recently, transitioned over to a new career in insurance, working for Alpha Insurance here in Montgomery. And but that's really all about me. I'm going to throw it back to Bill, who's the voice of Pike Road Patriot football.
Before we move on, hold on. There is somebody else special in your life that I think you need to mention who may be watching. So we got to give her a shout.
Yeah. I have a 4-year-old daughter named McLean who is the biggest Patriots fan out there. So she will be tuned in every week.
Gotcha.
To make sure the Patriots win.
And maybe a special guest at some point. You think she'd be up for it?
I think she would. She loves the camera.
Love it. Got it. Again, my name is Bill Lacombe. Got here back in 2016. I'm a Baton Rouge native. Big football fan. I've done voiceover and announcing work for several different programs here at Pike Road. So I'm thrilled to be asked to come in and do kind of the same thing here with Patriot Weekly. So, my gosh, what else? Let's just talk about kind of what our weekly format's going to be. So, Chris, if you don't mind, explain to everybody what they can expect from our show.
Well, each week we're going to look back at the previous week's games. We're going to break down the game, what went right, which we're going to have a lot of that. That's going to take up a lot of time because the Patriots are going to be playing really well.
You know it.
We might dive into a couple things that did not go so well from a coach's perspective, but I have a feeling that's going to be hard to find throughout the week.
I hear that. We're going to spotlight some players of the week, maybe some unsung heroes.
Yeah, then we're going to have a weekly interview with Coach Shook and get his sideline insight.
That's what I'm excited about. We're going to preview upcoming opponents with some key matchup insights as well.
Yeah, we're going to get a deep dive into the program, what's going on behind the scenes.
There we go. Maybe
in the locker room, training room, get some good stories, find out what's going on, and maybe, like you said, have a surprise guest or two throughout the year.
I like it. Look, and just a couple key reminders. New episode every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Again, right here on Pike Road Live, here on YouTube. And we're going to re-air every Friday at 6:30 p.m. right before kickoff.
And up next, Coach Shook's going to introduce the new coaches that will be joining us for the 2025 football season.
Then later, we're going to preview some key players to watch this season, too.
But first, a quick message from our sponsors at Brantley Bank and the shops at East Chase.
We'll be right back.
This week's Patriot Weekly is proudly brought to you by Brantley Bank, your community partner in Pike Road. I'm Ray Kaiser, your Town of Pike Road president. We're located right outside Public on Vaughn Road. At Brantley Bank, we're built on hospitality. We made banking easy, local, and welcoming. So whether you're saving for something special, managing your business account, looking to make a loan, or just stopping by on the way home from the store, Brantley Bank is right here for our Pike Road community, bringing hometown pride to the end zone.
I'm Granger Shook, head football coach for your Pike Road Patriots. I want to give a big thank you to the shops at East Chase, Montgomery's premier shopping destination, for supporting Pike Road football and sponsoring Patriot Weekly. Just like we bring our best to the field every Friday night, East Chase brings the best in shopping, dining, and family fun to our community.
Check out all the stores East Chase offers online, and when you visit them, thank them for supporting your Pike Road Patriots.
Go Patriots!
Hey, welcome back, everybody. In our second segment here, we're going to talk to Coach Shook, who is in the house right now. Excited to have this guy here. We're going to talk a little bit about some staffing and his team here. But first, Coach, if you don't mind, I see hashtag connection over perfection everywhere. I mean, that's enough to get anybody excited. I know that's kind of been your mantra. Tell us what that means to you, what that means to the program, and your approach to coaching here.
Well, first off, Bill, I appreciate you being here. And
My
Chris,
pleasure.
thank you. Thank you for all y'all do for Pike Road. And connection over perfection is something that Patrick Quinn and I kind of helped, drum up, and it really hit home with me. Because again, all these young men, football only lasts so long. But if we can really be connected and foster relationships and foster friendships, that will last hopefully a lifetime. And in my short tenure here, man, we have players coming back all the time, whether it's just throughout the day, if they're in school local, or if they have some time in the summer, they come back and watch practice. They come back and talk to the team, and they come back just to hug our necks and tell us that they appreciate us. And so, we don't expect perfection on Friday night. We don't expect perfection during the week. We do expect for great effort and great attitudes, but if we can truly become connected and play with one another and play for one another, hopefully that's something that Pike Road community will be proud of.
Perfect. Thank you, Coach.
Yes,
Chris.
appreciate you.
Coach, I've had the pleasure of coaching under you for a few years, and you're only as good as your staff when it comes down to it.
Absolutely.
And the kids you have, but you are the best at surrounding your kids with a great staff. Let's talk about some of the guys that are coming in, maybe some guys that are new, some guys that are returning from last year from a staff standpoint.
Chris, I appreciate you, man. We worked really well together, and I hated to lose you, but we have a really good staff this year, and I'm really excited about the men that are returning with us. Graylin Hodge has done an exceptional job of spearheading our defense for going on year 2. And, he has really done a great job of not really expecting too much schematically, but really holding the boys to a high standard of what we are asking them to do. And the defensive staff with Heath McCray and Willie Whitehead on the defensive line, man, those two guys not only both played college ball at a high level. Coach Whitehead also played it for the Saints for an extended period of time in the NFL. And those two young men do a great job of fostering relationships and asking a lot of those guys. Coach Bell and Coach Patterson help coach our linebackers. And those two guys have played at the college level as well. And Coach Hodge helps run our secondary. And so that group of men on the defensive front, man, they spend a lot of hours and work really well together. So I'm excited about the product that will be on the field for them. On the offensive side, we had some turnover on that side of the ball. Coach Chandler left us. He got a great opportunity to be the head coach at Catholic, which is a private school in Montgomery. They've had a lot of success, and he earned that opportunity, and I fully believe he's going to make the most of it. So I'm really excited and proud of him. I know he's going to do a great job. And when Coach Chandler left, and I knew, he gave me the heads up leading up to that departure. So I immediately got on the phone with some coaches that I've worked with, some coaches that, I've worked for and whatnot. And so Coach Logan Cola-Francesco, good tongue twister. Yes.
That's good. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a mouthful.
But he is from the Trussville, Birmingham area. He's been a head coach before at his alma mater. He's been an OC at a very high level, and he's coached in the Super 7 games, and that's the kind of caliber of coach I wanted in our program. That's what Pike Road expects out of us, and he's been in those moments. He's coached in those moments, and so I'm excited that he is bringing that experience to Pike Road. Coach Josh Clark has been, a mainstay at Pike Road. He's been here since day one.
Didn't he build the school? He built George Washington campus.
He gave his input on that. Yeah. So, but anyway, Josh, man, he is so valuable in so many ways. He not only is he a great wide receiver coach, but man, he does an excellent job behind the scenes, helping not only myself but other staff members. Really on a day-to-day basis. And then another new coach we have is Coach Corbin Stewart. Corbin Stewart, he has been an OC before. He played O-line at Mississippi State, played at a high level. He's coaching O-line now. And I've already seen drastic improvement from spring to now. Our O-line has really bought into what he's doing, and I'm really excited for that unit as well. I hated to lose Coach Atkins. Coach Atkins was, a former head coach, did a great job with our offensive line, but he has now transitioned into the athletic director role where I know he's going to do an exceptional job. I'm happy for him and his family. I know that was a great opportunity for him. Again, hated to lose him, but I know that he's going to do a great job for not only football, but the entire athletic department.
Yeah, that's great.
So we're talking about coaching and staffing here, but Coach, I want to talk about you a little bit. You've come in here and have done wonderful things in just your first couple seasons here. You've done amazing things. You've immediately got traction. So, but I say all that because we know your phone's got to be ringing, man. But you know what? You're here. You're a Pike Road guy now. What keeps you in Pike Road and what keeps you committed to this program?
First off, I think it goes back to our connection over perfection.
There we go.
You know, there's so many people in the community that I feel support from, and my wife likes it here first and foremost, and my kids are really enjoying not only the schools, but they're also enjoying their extracurriculars, and they've really done a great job. The community has welcomed us with open arms, and my children are enjoying it here in Pike Road.
Well, glad to have you, Coach. So with all that being said, and thank you for that explanation, but let's take a quick break and come back and talk about some players.
Thank you.
Thanks, y'all.
I'm Granger Shook, head football coach for your Pike Road Patriots. I want to give a big thank you to the shops at Eastchase, Montgomery's premier shopping destination, for supporting Pike Road football and sponsoring Patriot Weekly. Just like we bring our best to the field every Friday night, Eastchase brings the best in shopping, dining, and family fun to our community.
Check out all the stores Eastchase offers online, and when you visit them, thank them for supporting your Pike Road Patriots.
Go Patriots!
This week's Patriot Weekly is proudly brought to you by Brantley Bank, your community partner in Pike Road. I'm Ray Kaiser, your town of Pike Road president. We're located right outside Public on Vaughn Road. At Brantley Bank, we're built on hospitality. We made banking easy, local, and welcoming. So whether you're saving for something special, managing your business account, looking to make a loan, or just stopping by on the way home from the store, Brantley Bank is right here for our Pike Road community, bringing hometown pride to the end zone.
Hey everybody, welcome back into Patriot Weekly. This is our third segment where we're going to talk about players as promised. You know, Coach, when we first met and we first sat down and talked about kind of strategy and how we wanted to do the show, you made it real clear that this was going to be player-focused, player-centric. So this is going to be your time to really, to really elaborate upon that. But there was 7 versus 7 all summer long, so that's exciting. But Friday's practice game, CB, I think there was a scrimmage that you were able to make it to the other night, so I want to talk about that too. So I'll kick it over to you guys for some conversation.
Yeah, I was at the game or at the scrimmage. It was very competitive. Looks really good going into the season. I want Coach Shook to maybe talk a little bit about what he saw at that scrimmage game and just kind of the work throughout the summer that led up to fall camp and the scrimmage and basically where we're at moving into the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, like I said before, I think our offense has done a tremendous job of progressing from spring into this point. You know, we have a lot of new faces really on that side of the ball. And so those guys have really bought into what we're trying to do, not only schematically, but really the how of how we're trying to do things. And so I thought this summer, going to all the 7-on-7 tournaments, and we had some very competitive OTAs as well, I thought those competitions were crucial for our, growth on that side of the ball. I thought, not only our quarterback position, with Gunner and Chase, creating chemistry with our wide receivers and our running backs. That was huge. I saw some guys really step up and make some big plays. I was really, really proud. We have some seniors in the wideout room with, Omari and Jordan and Gavin, but there were some younger guys who really made some great plays, like Elias Holtzclaw had a really good summer. Really, really proud of him, and Jamichael at running back, and then Q Robinson. I think he is one of the most underrated running backs in his class. He's not only is he a great young man, he'll do anything we ask him to do, but he is really developing into a really good running back. And I think it's because of those competitions that we had this past summer.
Yeah, and I was able to keep up from afar of a lot of the 7-on-7 scores and the teams you're playing. You're playing some really good teams.
We were.
And beating some really good teams and going to the wire with a couple of, perennial powers in the 7A and bigger schools and some schools from out of state.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that. Well, us getting that speed, those reps against that quality of speed, like a Parker, like a Hoover, like a Thompson, and the list can go on. And our boys did a tremendous job this summer competing against those guys.
Love it.
And as far as the scrimmage on Friday, what were your thoughts?
Man, I was really, really pleased in some areas. There's always room for improvement this time of the year. There's still some unknowns when you're going against each other because, there's some familiarity with the defense and the offense, as far as who can do what and who can do something as well as somebody else. But, this time of year, I even tell the team this. I get a little worried as a head coach when one side of the ball is just dominating the other side of the ball. In spring training, you kind of expect the defense to be ahead of the offense. But this time of year, it was good to see the offense come out and score, and then the defense gets a little chewing from Coach Hodge and company. You know what I mean? And then they came back and they really, took it to the offense for about 3 drives in a row, and then our offense was able to get something going again. And so that back and forth battle was really good to see on this past Friday.
Yeah, I loved watching the offense get the ball first, go down about 80 yards or so, went right down the field and scored.
Love it.
And there's a lot of hype around our defense this year. There's going to be a lot of expectations as far as the defense goes, but the offense did not back down. They went right down the field and scored. Now, I think, like you said, I think it made the defense a little mad, and it showed the next couple of series. Yeah. But it's always good to have that balance.
Yeah, indeed.
But it's good to have that balance, and if one's looking good, that means one's looking bad. So
That's right.
Right.
That's right. Before we wrap up this segment about players, Pike Road had 14 signees at the February signing day this year. You want to talk about that, Coach?
Man, I was really, really, really excited for those seniors, that 25 class. Those young men worked their tails off, and they bought into not only myself but the entire staff when we first got here. And getting young men to sign this day and age is probably harder than it's ever been. So myself and other staff members are on the phones, we're texting, we're tweeting, we're instant messaging coaches all the time, just trying to make sure that these staffs, these college level staffs, are giving our guys a fair shake.
Sure.
And luckily at Pike Road, our academic standard is that to which our kids can get in most, if not every school that they want to go to academically. And so really, really helps us on that end of the deal. But, last year we having 14 signed in one day, I think not only talks to the level of commitment from our staff, but also the athletic ability of those athletes. And so I can't wait to watch those guys play at the next level. This year coming up, we have a very talented 26 class. I know on the offensive side of the ball, we have Jermichael Jones at running backs. He's already committed to Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So expecting a big year out of him.
Yeah.
Always it starts up front though with Braden Watkins. Is really our lone senior up front on the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to play college football somewhere. He is just a hard-nosed, gritty young man. Does everything the right way. Excited about him. And Gavin Rivers, at wide receiver, is going to play college football as well. You have Amari Smith, who's got several offers. He's not committed now, but he will commit here soon. He's going to make some big plays for us at wide receiver. He's going to play a lot of different positions. I don't really want to say it all quite yet, but he's going to be hopefully hard to find for a defense. And then Jordan Holmes, kind of a jack of all trades. He's going to start definitely on defense, but he's going to play a lot of offense. But he is committed to Kennesaw State right now.
Yep.
I think the Owls are getting a steal with that one.
there is
Absolutely.
So he is. I think he is an elite talent in the state. So really excited about him. Braylon Outlaw, a Tennessee commit. Can't say enough about that young man. He's going to be a 3-year starter for us this year, and he's going to help spearhead our defensive effort. Miles Cotry is a new player for us here at Pike Road. Had the ability to foster a relationship with his older brother, coached football at Prattville High School when his brother was a student and a player there. So I've known the family for a long time, and they live here in Pike Road. And Miles is committed to West Virginia. I won't be shocked if he commits somewhere else. He is a phenomenal football player. He's getting a lot of attention here of late because of what he was able to do in the summer and what he's been able to do since he's been here. And he is gaining a lot of traction with a lot of Power 4 schools right now. And I've talked about Jordan already, but Jordan's going to start at corner for us just to kind of round out the defense. And Derek Wilson, Derek played a lot for us last year as a junior, but he's solidified a starting role this year on our defensive front. Derek's committed to Samford. What a great college and a great university up in Birmingham.
That's right.
I think he's going to do great things for the Bulldogs in the near future. and there's some younger players. I know I talked about Elias as well already, but Tommy Blythe, our left tackle, man, he has exploded since spring training. And one of the main reasons we do spring training is to allow college coaches to come watch us practice.
Sure.
They can't really come and watch us in the fall because they're working, and a lot of them can't come watch us play on Friday because they're on the road playing, getting ready for their Saturday games. But Tommy Blythe has earned an offer from Purdue. I expect for him to get several more offers after this year. If he has the year I believe he can have. Bryson Brooks as well received a Division I offer. He's going to be a D lineman for us and a very good one. And Jalen Smith, I can't say enough good things about Jalen. Jalen's going to be a really good player for us up front. So I'm excited about not only this year. It's going to be, it's going to be fun to watch these young men not only play for Pike Road, but also represent us the right way at the next level.
We love it, Coach, and thank you for all that. Real quick, River Region Media Day at Garrett Coliseum. Can you talk a little bit about that if you don't mind?
Yes, absolutely. That's something that Tim Gale has done for a long time. And Tim actually he was with the Advertiser, now he's with Independent, and man, he knows every coach in this area, and Tim does a great job of facilitating that event. It gives all the coaches from the River Region an opportunity to come and really speak not only on the upcoming season, but really highlight their players. And so I was able to take a few players to that. I thought our players did an excellent job of representing us the right way. And, really, really grateful that Tim and his crew are able to host that at the Garrett Coliseum.
Love it. Well, let's take a quick break, come back and talk about these sponsors. Thanks again, Coach.
This week's Patriot Weekly is proudly brought to you by Brantley Bank, your community partner in Pike Road. I'm Ray Kaiser, your town of Pike Road president. We're located right outside Public on Vaughn Road. At Brantley Bank, we're built on hospitality. We made banking easy, local, and welcoming. So whether you're saving for something special, managing your business account, looking to make a loan, or just stopping by on the way home from the store, Brantley Bank is right here for our Pike Road community, bringing hometown pride to the end zone.
I'm Granger Shook, head football coach for your Pike Road Patriots. I want to give a big thank you to the shops at Eastchase, Montgomery's premier shopping destination, for supporting Pike Road football and sponsoring Patriot Weekly. Just like we bring our best to the field every Friday night, Eastchase brings the best in shopping, dining, and family fun to our community.
Check out all the stores Eastchase offers online, and when you visit them, thank them for supporting your Pike Road Patriots.
Go Patriots!
Hey everyone, welcome back into our last segment here on Patriot Weekly with none other than Coach Shook. Coach, I know that community partnerships with businesses and individuals mean a lot to Pike Road football. We know that. We call that the Pike Road Quarterback Club. Walk through what that means to you and the program specifically here in Pike Road.
Well, first off, yes, I think support from the community, not just coming to the games and cheering for us, but also helping provide us the resources that we need to be successful on a day in, day out basis. That is a must. I think our quarterback club does a tremendous job of getting out in the community and beating the bushes, so to speak, to try to help us raise the funds that we need to be successful.
Sure.
I mean, as far as, getting buses to go to games, pregame meals, getting new equipment for practices, getting new equipment in our weight room, and our weight room is ran, I think, by but by the best strength coach in the state. Stuart Lowry, he does a tremendous job with our young men. He demands a lot out of them, but he loves and respects them. They know that, and they have done a great job of working for him. But without resources in the weight room, like new bumper plates, we were able to get new lockers in our locker room and expand that a little bit because of our quarterback club. And it's, our team is growing as our community grows. My first year here, we had 75 players. We are now just under 100 players, and we are in the mid-90s. And so, more resources are needed. And so our quarterback club does a great job of getting sponsors, company sponsors and individual sponsors for our games and really for the entire season.
Gotcha.
So, I know Ray Kaiser at Brantley Bank has been a committed sponsor for Pike Road football and the Pike Road schools as a whole. Hats off to Ray. He does so many things for us. throughout the season. He helped host this show last year, and Ray bends over backwards for our program. And we couldn't do the things we do without Brantley Bank.
Love it.
So Richard Hallman at Shops at East Chase, they give a lot to our program as well. And I want to thank Richard for what all he's done and hopefully will continue to do for our program. And so, again, those are just a few sponsors that really go above and beyond. But, again, our team needs them. Our program needs them. And so I'm just really grateful and thankful for those two companies and those men.
Absolutely. Folks, that's a wrap for this week's edition of Patriot Weekly. Next week, we'll take a deeper dive into our upcoming matchup against Prattville. Coach is going to have a lot to talk about there, I'm sure, as will CB over there, I know it, and maybe a surprise guest. Here's a few clips of the team's day at Montgomery Whitewater as we roll out of here. But on behalf of myself, CB, Coach Shook, Brian Harris, and Dogwood Media, we'll see you guys next week, and go Patriots.
That's a wrap for this week's Patriot Weekly, filmed right here at Dogwood Studios in Pike Road. Big thanks to our sponsors, Brantley Bank and the Shops at East Chase, for making it all possible. We'll see you next time, Patriot Nation, and as always, go Patriots!